Woo! What is up, everybody? See, tonight we're gonna have a nice little conversation around this great nation. We're gonna actually talk this land like we run this man. I want to have a little conversation between the fellas and the ladies because too many people are accusing yours truly of not being friendly. You talk shit about women. No, I don't. You don't like black women. Never said that. Let's get down to brass tacks, ladies and gentlemen, shall we? The fact of the matter is this. People confuse what a conversation truly is, especially if those of us who are not sure about what the other thinks, especially those of us who are curious individuals who value the facts and opinions of men and women. And even if I don't, we're going to get into this. I want to get a mixed panel of men and women. Have you ever noticed that, with the exception of trolls or people who are just being an asshole, not for the sake of being attacked, but just being an asshole, those are the people who tend to be the most apprehensive, the most standoffish? Have you noticed that? I have, most certainly. If I have a question for a certain man or woman that may be explained in a different way, I'm going to have a question. I want to get to know you. I want to see what you're about. I think too many of us are afraid to speak to others because of fear of being exposed, fear of, what's the word I'm looking for? Fear of expanding one's horizons. Not me. I don't have a hatred of black women. I don't have a disdain for black men. Now, I have a disdain for ignorance. I have a disdain for rudeness. I have a disdain for people who don't tell the truth, who are just plain and simple dishonest. I don't even like it when people are just being disingenuous. And there's a great reason why. You can't say that no one's being fair, but you're the main person who's already have your issues. You can't say someone's being not truthful when you're telling bold-faced lies. I was just on the panel with the esteemed Cerulean Gray and DeAndre, my boys. Or Charles, what's up? Woo. And the lady KK was like, I don't like you manosphere types. Um, I don't have to complain about women. I just told the truth about the modern woman and modern man. Have you ever noticed that when women come up on my panels, and 90% of the time, well, 99, we're cordial. We're nice to each other. Even last night, a nice young lady, back to basics, was a little nervous. It was her first time coming up on a panel. Not one person was disrespectful. She wasn't disrespectful. It was an enjoyable conversation. She admitted that, hey, I want to be married. I want to have kids. I want to have a family. I want to be loved and I want to love someone. She gave good advice to ladies, and we gave her good advice when it comes to looking for men. I don't have a track record of just belittling or disrespecting women. If anything, I like to know what's on your mind. I like to know what you're thinking. When you're afraid to speak and to have dialogue, that shows about a lot about your character. That shows that you really are closed minded. It doesn't sound like growth. As a matter of fact, it sounds very similar to someone who just wants their ass to be kissed. I'm not an ass kisser. I enjoy feminine principles. I enjoy the feminine light. The reason why is because you don't learn when you only see the world from one point of view. Now, when it comes to telling the truth and seeing the truth as is, yeah, I may not like what you say at first, but if you're great at explaining yourself, you might even make the Faulkner man be like, I never seen it that way. And in all fairness, even the first time when I was like, hey, I'm not understanding what you're saying, but come to my channel. Nobody's going to disrespect you. I want to understand what you're talking about because what you're saying is not coming across clear. For the people in the chat, do you think that's fair? Do you think that's hospitable? I believe so. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Let me know who's in the chat. It's always a wonderful thing when we know who's in our chats. I'm not one to always be right. I want to gain knowledge. Sure. I want to know what's the issue that people have. I want to get to know you down to basic knowledge. Trying out this new cigar. It's called 2012 by Oscar Valdez. Good shit, right? You're right, Mike. Enjoy being the odd man out. Black men never had it easy. That is very true. I never claimed to be the person with all the answers. I like to enjoy my time. See, the problem with this is that you're not talking to a man who hates women. You're not talking to a man who sees the world from one view. You're not talking to a man who isn't experienced. When I look at things from a cultural aspect, an environmental aspect, a spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional aspect, you can't claim that on me. If anything, many men and women value my opinion. And I try not to tell people what to do. I try to give them an outlook. I try to be the guide. I try to give you each scenario that we can think of together and help you make the best choice for you. Because that's what many of people have done for me. No time like the present, man. See, most of my best friends, like myself, can easily get with women. Most of my female friends are either married, long term relationships, or they're righteously waiting for the right man. We have conversations that we may be a little defensive about, but once words are shared and intellectual thought is made, it's easy. Don't tell me something. Oh, yeah, I know your type. I only respect this type of person. I only respect the cerulean gray types. Um, I'm a cerulean gray type. I'm also a Charles Sawyer type. Just like Dre, he's his own type. Cerulean's his own type. You're talking to very experienced men, not just in the military aspect, but in masculinity itself. And we're still learning. See, that's the beautiful thing of life is when you get to learn something new. You get to experience something for the first time. You get to become enlightened and not educated or not just educated. See, the fallacy of things are, woo, living of the past, Aqua Dragon, woo. See, the beauty of life is this, is to gain all this knowledge and all this experience and then share it with the next 2 or 3 generations you may get to live and experience and see. I'll answer that in a few, Mike. Don't worry. Hold that thought. I'll answer that in a few. See, we got away from valuing knowledge, valuing facts. So when we give somebody's uneducated opinions dominion over our thoughts, over our lives, and it builds monuments of nothingness. I'm not afraid to go out there and say, hey, let's talk about it. I coined the phrase that men only talk in 3 ways. We speak on it, we speak about it, we yell about it, we fight about it, and 99.9% we get our points across, even if we got to go to the third. See, I'm tired of people having a preconceived notion about something especially when I invite you on friendly terms and not even cussing at you, just to see what you're about. One thing everybody who's been on my panels or in my chats will always tell you, Charles gives you the benefit of a doubt until you show yourself to be the ass or the genuine human being that you truly are. I'm going to pass that great inspirational knowledge to a whole lot of people, a whole lot of different people. Facts. See, when we look at value of the black man, see, the value of a black man is going to be different than value of anything else in this world because of those preconceived notions. The community doesn't understand that you're a wealth of knowledge. The community doesn't understand that you are somebody. The community does not even comprehend the hell and high water you went through to be the great person you are. I myself pride this journey we call life and say, I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. I pride myself in talking to people I really don't even care for. But if I can learn something from that person, I've already won the battle. To be the bigger man and to grow is an amazing thing. We'll take Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai, which Josh and Mike put me on with. I do have to admit, I have to give him kudos. It's a hell of a show. Great writing, great introspective thought. Simply unique. Ooh. How you doing, love? See, let's talk about Johnny for a minute. Johnny, for those of you who are 80s babies like myself, from the Karate Kid, the original arcs, was a broken kid. He was angry, he was miserable, but he was in total conflict of the man he was becoming. Where Daniel had structure, he had a structure as well. And it took him years to realize all this anger, all this anguish he had in his life. He had to let him go. He even said, and I coined a phrase, and it's so much esoteric knowledge in that one show. He said, no mercy does not mean no honor. Do you want to be the snake who kills the strongest lion or the snake that kills a crippled monkey? Not only am I that cobra, I'm also that lion. See, the most beautiful stories to me are the stories where you look at character arcs and you see how he rejected the previous teachings of his former master and sensei, where he didn't become a broken man. Let me take that back. He actually was a broken man because of all his thunder, all his glory. He allowed Daniel to take it. Till one day he had to step into the role of a man. Not just a man, but a master, a sensei. For those of you who are not familiar with martial arts, a sensei is your master slash teacher. And they have the beautiful gift of bestowing knowledge, not just information, but knowledge. He reminds me so much of the story arc of this guy. If you know who this guy is, please put his name in the chat. Think about it. They have very similar, if not almost identical, story arcs. You have a man in Johnny when he became the master. When he started to reject the programming and become his own man, he started to have a different, if not better, outlook on life. Similar to our man right here, Vegeta. When we first met Vegeta in the Saiyan saga, he was a warlord. He was the prince of all Saiyans. Nothing was his equal. Nothing mattered in life except conquest, except destruction, except becoming stronger. See, I'm going to tell you a little secret about men. Men don't become stronger until they have something to create, to defend, and to destroy righteously. Once the series for Vegeta continued, notice he began a begrudging team up with Gohan, the son of the guy who defeated him, Krillin, the best friend of the guy who defeated him, Piccolo, another friend or ally of the man who defeated him. If you do remember, his path actually, Mike, was a beautiful one. His path was a beautiful one. When you look at it, Vegeta was a broken man. His father was murdered by Frieza. His people were murdered by Frieza. And he had to live with this man for decades, being sent out on missions. He literally cried to Goku, who he calls Kakarot, his Saiyan name. And he said he was forced to do despicable things. He was taught there was no love, there was no rhyme, no reason, only power. See, when he died and was brought back to life during his resurrection, he went out into space, still broken, still chasing that brass ring, or in his case, that golden hair we know as the Super Saiyan transformation. It took a meteor shower to the rest of his life where he was totally broken. That wall pierced through when he said he doesn't care anymore. When he obtained that goal of Super Saiyan, he started his manhood journey. See, a lot of us are like that. We think our education, our occupation, our financial situation is the destination. No, 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 no. I'm here to tell you that's a lie, my friend. That's the start of another journey. During this time, he became a husband and a father. Still the same old Vegeta, but changing, just like Johnny. Still rough around the edges. But once he noticed and spent time with his time traveling at the time teenage son, but in his timeline, his son was a baby. And he realized there are more things to fight for than power. You truly become more powerful. Mike said, but he never gave up. He elevated himself by surrounding himself with winners. Exactly. Winners focus on winning, losers focus on the losers. When people got promoted before me, I remember Mike could tell you. What did I tell him, Mike? Congratulate him. I'm not mad that people who did less work than me got promoted. I pray for them. You're in a position now. You're in the position to affect lives. And I pray that they will have somebody surrounding them to help them make the best decisions because you're no longer a lonely officer. You're somebody who can end up being the shift commander and command a very hot and dangerous scene. And scores of people will depend on you for their safety and their very lives. We're going to talk a little bit more about Johnny and Vegeta. And don't give me no goddamn spoilers because I'm still watching season 2 of Cobra Kai. And if you do, I'm going to time your ass out to Affinity. So when you look at Vegeta, you know when he actually got most of his most powerful boost of strength, of power, is when someone he loves was threatened. When Cell came back, resurrected from the self-destruction explosion, and he killed Trunks, the amount of rage, the amount of power, the amount of sorrow, sadness, and the only thing he said, he thought to himself was, "You killed my son, now I have to end you, even if it cost me my life." When Johnny became a master and he saw those who couldn't defend themselves, and he was once that type of guy, and he told him, if you can't handle somebody calling you names in a controlled environment, how are you gonna live life? So one thing you started saying was he was instilling confidence in his students. Even when he saw his students go a different way, he told them there is no honor in finishing a downed opponent. You can be merciless in combat, but that does not stop you from being an honorable person. Like Vegeta, when the Majin Buu saga began, he was selfish. Once again, he thought that he became weaker because he became a family man. So he realized Majin Buu was so dangerous. The only way he stopped him, he actually hugged his son and told his son, go away, to the point where he had to tap his son on the back of the head and knock him out. He told his friends, get my son to safety. From that moment of clarity, he became more powerful. He had something to fight for. He truly became a man. When we go to Dragon Ball Super and he's out with his family, he might have the same scowl, but he actually enjoyed it. He even said that he's going to fight even harder for his family. Even when the famous Myboma, he did something Goku couldn't do. And a higher grade Super Saiyan 3, Goku couldn't even beat him. He landed clean punches and did damage to God of Destruction Beerus. Not to become the most powerful, but to defend his fucking family. Look at Joey. Excuse me, Johnny. When he saw the behavior changing in a negative light, he had to pull his students together and say, look, the old ways, the old Cobra Kai is done. Yes, we will strike first, we will strike hard, and we will show no mercy, but we will always be honorable. And see, that type of stuff gets me excited. That type of story arc is what makes life great. See, I never said I was a good man. I never said I was a bad man. But you best believe I'm an honorable one. Dre would tell you, anybody who wrestled me, I struck first, I struck hard, and I showed no mercy, but I was always honorable. So was Dre. Aggressive, struck fast, struck hard, struck first, struck fast, struck hardest, but was honorable. There is no honor within speculation. There is no honor in disrespect that was not warranted. And yes, I do believe Vegeta needs his time to shine. What's up, Caldera? Caldera? See, we got away from this thing called honor. And I know Chaos told me not to mention people's names, but people like KK make me wonder. Because when you're not honorable enough to have a simple dialogue to get to know a person, but you still live in your self pity, your prison, your obsolescence in thoughts, you don't grow. Your power becomes what they call stagnant. See, I'm not afraid to lose. I'm not afraid to learn. I've told you all before. I've lost my first wrestling match. I was winning 4-0. Took a takedown, got some back points. Because I was inexperienced, the guy rolled me to my back and I was pinned. At that moment, after doing all this strenuous training, I could have quit. Could have hanged up the proverbial towel. Could have went back to being a shy little kid. You know what? This shit ain't for me. I'm done. But something clicked and said, you know what? Let's get good at this. Let's get better. Or let's die trying. Let's be honorable about it. Let's put our best foot forward, if you will. Later that year, went to the tournament. First match was against a guy who beat me. My first. Beat him under 2 minutes. I could have walked off and said I was vindicated. But no. I kept pushing forward. The next match went against a guy from Mervo. He wrestled 4 years of high school, 2 to 3 years of junior league. So he's literally has 6 to 7 years of experience of wrestling against my not even a whole season yet. We battled. Next thing I know, I throw him, knock the air out of him. The referee stops it for injury time. Mr. Brown, who was like the black version of Mr. Miyagi, except scarier but nicer. Told me, I don't care what you do. You see that weakness that he's showing? Go for him. That guy doesn't want it anymore. You took his soul away. What's up, Keith? Woo! So I beat him. Next thing you know, first year wrestler in the finals of the championship. When the hell does that happen? I'm almost overwhelmed. I can't even give you any comprehension how that feels. Go to the finals. My opponent was a guy I beat 2 weeks prior. Beat the piss out of him. Guy couldn't even score a point against me. But Brown always said, it is so much harder to beat a guy the second time around. So once again, we battled. I mean, it looked like warhammers and maces being swung. I mean, takedown for takedown. I mean, this guy came ready. This guy came with it. I mean, I will not shit you 1 second. I mean, it's like he had like Kryptonian DNA mixed with Super Saiyan in his ass. I mean, it felt like he got stronger. It looked like he got faster. I don't know. Maybe it was the fatigue factor on my behalf, but this guy came with it. He came to battle. This guy was no longer a slump. You don't face bums from the semifinals on. There are no bums anymore. They've been eliminated a long time ago. You can't be a bum to make it to the championship finals. Rule number 1. We've wrestled. And we're scoring points, doing whatever we need to do. 7-7. We go past regulation time, tied. We wrestle some more. Another minute, 2 minutes. Still couldn't score a point. We go another overtime. Still couldn't score a point. Sweating. I mean, we sweat so much, we literally lost 10 pounds wrestling. We're in the third and final overtime. First point scored, new champion. My God, I was tired. I could have died. Death would have been so much relief. That's how tired I was. I never knew human beings could be that exhausted in my life. I was so fatigued, I couldn't sweat anymore. Neither could he. It became a big deal when your whole team is with you, and literally you have 15 to 20 guys on one side, his team on the other side cheering you on. And they kept saying, just move forward. I'm like, huh? Like, you know, when you're so tired, your hearing starts to go. And I'm like, huh? And they're like, keep walking forward. He's stalling. So for those of you not familiar with wrestling, you always have to move forward in a circle. You can't back up. There's no backstep in wrestling. So everybody's pushing me, egging me on, motivating me, keep moving forward. He's backing up. He backs up, I'm moving forward, and I'm tired. If the guy went to a takedown, I don't even know if I could have defended it properly. The referee yells caution, which is a warning. Caution, 1 point. Excuse me, caution. They kept saying he's moving back. He's got a caution. Keep going, Charles. Come on, keep going. You got it in you. One more, just one more. At a time, I could have just gave up. Sometimes your brain and your senses play tricks on you. Just give up. Nobody's going to call you a chicken. The guy kept backing up, and I'm like, look, I just got to move my foot one more time. One more movement. Just an inch forward. Next thing you know, he's backing up. I move forward. Referee yells, stalling, 1 point, new champion. I literally was so tired I couldn't even walk off the mat. Like the dudes like carrying me off of there. And they're telling me, yo, you're the champion. And I'm like, yo, sup? And I'm like, yo, I was so tired and discombobulated. I didn't even know what was going on. Next thing you know, they're feeding me so many Gatorades. I'm just like, fuck it. Somebody get an IV and hook it up to my veins. So I literally drink about 3 or 4 Gatorades to put the electrolytes and fluids back in my system. And I didn't even realize that was one of the most defining moments of my life by taking one more step. One step that was needed. One step, just an inch further. Just step 1 inch further than your opponent. One step. When I got up on the podium, yes, I was still fatigued and Charlie horsing like a motherfucker. Felt like somebody put a hypodermic needle up my damn hamstrings. But you should look at how proud we were. How proud the team was. How motivating that was for me in my life to be this little quiet nobody. The next thing you know, you didn't quit, and now you're the champion. I hate to use the word humbling, but that was a very humbling experience. The guy I was in the finals with thanked me. He says, I never experienced that type of joy in my life, even though I felt like I almost died myself. The funniest part about that entire day, Mr. Brown, and everybody just looked at me shaking their heads. They're like, man. They're like, what's up, champ? And it was so funny when I got to the house. My parents are divorced. They've been divorced since I was about what? They split up in 9, divorced around 11. So they were waiting for me. I didn't want my parents to come to the match because I'm one of them nervous motherfuckers. At least I was. I probably still am. And then on top of that, I don't want to lose a fight in front of my parents. Then I got to meet you out back or some shit. And they're like, they had their speech ready, like, how you do? I said, I did all right. I won a few matches. And they're like, you know what? Better luck next time. How'd you do? Well, they sent me with the trophy, and they were like, man, they give everybody trophies there? Nah. And it's like, but so, how'd you do? Well, I kind of won. Oh, you won a match? No, I won the tournament. I'm the champion. They both looked at me like, get the fuck out of here. You gotta love black parents. And the tournament was on a Saturday. So I had to wrestle 3 people on a 1-day tournament, single elimination. Won it. My coach, who was the technology and printing teacher, was awfully proud. How proud was he? If any of you are from Baltimore know how big the old Lake Clifton was, he literally got in there early, super early, and had printed out 7-foot posters of my picture, the new 160-pound champion. And as soon as we walk in there, me and my friends are like, yo, you won. And then we're paused because we see all these pictures. As a matter of fact, I actually still have one in my Foot Locker to this day. And it was crazy. Like, Lake Clifton's a basketball school. But everybody knew me at that point on. And I'm the quiet guy. And I'm looking like, holy shit, all these pretty girls are like, are you the guy who's the wrestling champion? And, of course, I had to be in my smooth voice. Well, yes, I am. But the reason why I tell that story is because a gentleman always puts his best foot forward. He always makes an effort because you never know where that effort can take you. There are times when people think of depression, suicide, giving up. And Mike can tell you, especially in law enforcement, we see these people very often. And sometimes in law enforcement and military, we are those people thinking of those thoughts. But all we need is one more step forward, one day, one more day. So when people don't understand the Faulkner man and accuse him of being negative without warranted purpose, you're being fucking disingenuous. See, the motivation that I had carried me to 3 more championships. One of the privileges I had of our esteemed and beloved Dre is sharing a moment like that with him when we battled like men and became good friends of it. And I'm proud of Dre for being the man that he is and the father that he is and the husband that he is. It brings character. It brings enlightenment. It brings growth. See, when we have these people out here who make all these goddamn assumptions, afraid to speak their mind and their piece in a very neutral, friendly space, when I'm just like, hey, come to my channel. I don't understand what you're talking about. You're talking about military facts and stuff. And I'm like, look, let's talk. What are you about? Well, I don't want to say, I only respect this type of, you're not going to put me against Dre. You're not going to put me against Cerulean because we're on the same goddamn team. Stop putting other people's names when I'm directly asking you, let's have a conversation. Men and women of the chat listening, how fair am I to talking to people on my panel? Because I want to know. Unless you coming out there with some insulting or disingenuous facts, yes, I'm a carry it a certain way. If anything, I'm very protective of my ladies and gentlemen on my panels and my chats. My subscribers do actually mean the world to me for the simple fact of you could be anywhere but you're here. And that's honorable. That's a pleasure. See, I take pride in just having one more step. I'm literally on the cuffs. Like I could be in the last promotion off this list till they kill it in October to get promoted. Do I let that define me or do I keep pushing forward? If you really, really want to motivate me, tell me I can't do something and watch me do it. It's going to be accomplished. All I need are 2 things, time and one more step. Well, you and the Manosphere people talk about black women. Let me ask you this question. Does the things I say about black women, do I generalize it or do I make sure there's a distinct wording and purpose to it? Does the things I say about black men, is it distinct? And is there a purpose to it? Because I'm very damn good about explaining my actions and my resolve. I'm very damn careful with that. You're not going to accuse me of being negative when I'm asking you a question about yourself. Okay? I'm going to get that shit out there. I don't have a shame about my life. Could there have been things I've done differently? Yes. Could there have been attributes that could have been increased? Yes. But I have yet to see too many people, man, woman, or child, who can carry the cross that I do, who can burden the sins that I bear. I don't know too many, if any. There are times I have ex-girlfriends who call me up, hit me up and say, you were right. But now I understood. You were looking out for my best interests and the best interests of my children. And I thank you for it. See, a man who hates women would never receive that. See, a man who understands his faults and build upon them wouldn't get that type of admiration. See, I've been accused of some nasty shit in my life. Despicable shit. If I was this bad of a person, why would you reach my son when I have you blocked to give wrestlers who try to accuse me of shit? And you would say, oh, thank you for teaching me and helping me pass my ASVAB test. And I had to teach my son a story. I said, is everybody who's for you your friend? And is everybody who against you your enemy? I still didn't contact the guy. Listen, I guess it's admirable and honorable that he thanked me. But dude, you stay over there because you can't be trusted. I opened up my home to you and you stabbed me in the back. Thanks, but no thanks. You stay over there. See, we get people who don't understand what being honorable is. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Be a man of your word. Be someone of integrity. Be someone of a character. Have some character. Yet, we still have these people proclaiming they know what it is to be pro-black. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know why I can challenge your aspect of being pro-black is because you don't want to listen to your men. You disrespect your women. It's one thing to talk about shit that's true and that's particular and distinct to a certain characteristic or a certain group within our community and our society. But when you generalize the whole thing, you're being fucking disingenuous. You got people mad with Kevin Samuels because he told the truth. You got people mad because when he exposed people, and many times they are ladies, sorry to say it, who could have been married and happy and fulfilled, but you thought you could do better. But you didn't realize your lot in life. See, the one thing wrestling and combat sports taught me, they taught you to be honest. You know why? Because if you put your if you're too big for your goddamn britches, you'll get broken. Somebody will break your ass. See, I don't hide behind fancy titles. See, I don't have a slick nickname on here, except for Officer the Goddamn Law and Black Dynamite and Black Superman. But what's the name of my channel? It's my actual factual goddamn birth name. I didn't put no fake picture. I didn't put no caricature of who I am on there. I put my real face, my real occupation, my real name. I don't hide behind no titles. I give you what it is. So you call me not an honorable man. Them's are fighting words. To hide behind people and try to proclaim yourself pro-black, pro-this, intellectual, dusty, this, that, and the fourth. No. What I represent and what this channel represents is intellectualism and shit talking. If you can't stand the goddamn fire, get the fuck out of the kitchen. If you can't stand being in the basic training and being in the foxhole, get the fuck out of it. Don't think that you're gonna say one thing to me and people like me that you're not gonna get away with it. Woman of the past said, integrity, honor is unfortunately not being taught anymore. Facts. Kelder Lau says, you're going to tell me how to, is it Kata? Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Lau said, this is off topic, but I see that you are using Rock Lee as a gift. The Green Beast show make his return. You're indeed a man of culture. Thank you for that. See, the reason why I'm using Rock Lee's gift is because Rock Lee and the Naruto universe is the self-made man. So is Mike Guy. Okay? He wasn't blessed with genjutsu. Or ninjutsu. But he said, you know what? I'm going to stay within my fucking lane and I'm going to be the best taijutsu hand-to-hand combat artist there ever was and there ever will be. I'm going to build myself up. I know my weaknesses. You know what his character motto should be? He should have a tattoo across his chest that says, to thine own self be true. Tell me, not one person in the Naruto universe can fuck with him hand to hand. Unless you got some goddamn hypnosis, which basically genjutsu is. Kata. Okay, thank you. Think about it. Unless you got some fucking spiritual gigantic beast demon within you that can launch a fucking nuke out of its mouth, or you can hypnotize an entire village of people, you ain't fucking with him. One of the best scenes ever, when you knew you were some shit and people underestimate you, just drop the weights. Let the earth crack, because you know you're about to put in that work. See, what happened was we got away from the self-made woman and man. We got away from those who will put in the work, the sweat equity. There may not be true rugged individualism, but you're gonna have to. You may not get everything you work, but you're gonna work for everything you get. See, with the help of my subscribers, with the help of content creators, we proved a lot of people wrong. We got over 1,000. And if that's my plateau, I did something a lot of people on YouTube couldn't do. Thanks to you all. I may not put in big numbers, not yet anyway. But guess what we realized? One day you might share one of my videos or live streams with your friends or family who needs it. They may be like, you know what? I'm about to quit. I'm about to quit this college because, you know, black men don't have a place in this college education. And they might hear me say, look, stop bitching, work harder. Nobody cares about it. Work harder. And that's all the fuck they need. That's all they need. Now, I'm gonna open up the panel and we're gonna have a little conversation. I want the men, I want the women to get on here, and I want to have a little conversation going. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Donate if you feel inclined. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty, have a conversation. I want to know, am I fair? Am I reasonable? Because I've noticed this with a lot of people. Oh, let's see what Kata says. And speaking of self-made man, what about the third Raikage? Not only is he black, but also the village chief of all ninjas. Plus, he fought 8 tails with his bare hands, Black Panther Jutsu all day. Facts. See, you gotta realize something about the third Hokage. He was not as physically powerful as the first and second. I mean, the first Hokage was a walking powerhouse. He would track tail beasts by himself and capture them. He literally was genetically blessed with the rarest of ninja techniques would release. His brother, the second, literally could be in a desert and still use water jutsu. He was that powerful. Think of the type of work he put in, learning each jutsu and mastering each jutsu within his village. See, people don't realize this about the Hokage or the Kage's period. You're basically an elected monarch, like the Pope. You're elected to take the seat, to take the throne. And to be even accepted or qualified for the position, you have to be the most powerful, or at least the top 3 most powerful ninja in your village. And you have to have what? Integrity and honor. That's why certain people could never reach the rank of Hokage, because they may have had the power, but they lack the honor and the integrity. Don't worry, Katie, you can come on up if you want. Woman of the past, you can come up. Whoever else is left, come on up. We're going to have a conversation. And that's the point of YouTube. If I had a hat, if I had a slogan, let's make integrity and honor great again. Be people of purpose. Are you willing? See, I'm tired of a lot of people talking about warfare and not understanding what the fuck it means. When you look at the history of Naruto, you look at motherfuckers who put in work. Look, you actually got to realize something. Hey, what's up, Dave? I'm glad you appreciate the channel. See, you got to look at something, right? Because I could take anime and cartoons and build it down to whatever thought I have each day. See, oh, you got to love the sounds of the music of the city. Love them sirens. See, when Tsunade was found by Naruto and damn, what's his name? The pervy sage. Why am I forgetting characters? Naruto challenged her and said, look, You're coming back to the village to be the Hokage. She didn't want it. She was happy being drunk, happy being a gambler. She was the greatest surgeon in the world, but afraid of blood due to her brother and her lover dying. She even said, if you could master Rasengan in one day, I'll come back. But what did he do? He had to put in work. Oh yeah, Jiraiya. Thank you, Jiraiya.
What's good?
He had to come back. What's up, man?
I do, man. I apologize to everybody for the tardiness. I had to stay in and listen to you get me?
Oh yeah. We're
bro,
gonna talk about that in a minute.
oh god. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I know how it is.
I tell you one thing. As a black man, Charles, I have patience. You get me? To agree, because I have grown over the ages, over the years, to deal with certain things. But to you, I could see that you as a man, how you carry yourself throughout the years, that the woman, either they respect you or not, you don't put with our shit. And I give you a lot of credit. I couldn't deal with it, bro. I mean, shit.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
Did I not honorably ask her to come over so we could have a conversation?
Yes, you did. Yes, you
did. Did I cuss at her?
No.
Did I demean her?
No.
Did I treat her with respect and dignity?
No. I'm gonna say one thing about all this.
I treated her with some respect and dignity. But go ahead.
This thing where a lot of people tell us that they pro blackity black on stuff. And until I see some real serious action, it's all damn talk, bro. They talk more bad about the military, police force than anything else. And also, these are the three institutions who have not only the training, but the weaponry. You up here saying, I'm gonna learn this and that. That's cool. But in regards to real shit, that's not gonna be enough.
You know, they got a name for people like that. It's called a poser. It's called a fucking poser.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm pro-black. You know how you know you're pro-black? You put in work for your community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For almost 20 years, I didn't get paid a red cent to coach wrestling, to give back to the sport that gave me so much, to young black people. I was offered positions in white schools.
Mm-hmm.
Turned them down because my people need me here.
Yeah, man. That's why even the whatever works I'm trying to do just for black people, I do them for the best of my ability. It might not be something that people feel is something, but at least it's more than just saying complain about the problems. I feel a lot of people, just like some of the sisters, like what you were on, right? It's like you paint a picture of, and you select and choosing who's who. And I'm saying, well, you don't know who the hell's who or anything, because besides digital space, you only come here for entertainment. In regards to actual information, you sit to ass down, shut the fuck up, and listen to actual people talk. You get me? Mm-hmm. And if you only listen to people because they say nice and that demeanor, then obviously you're not learning a motherfucking thing. See, one thing I'll give credit to the mass here. They're the only group of black men, regardless how harsh it is, and we know they can get harsher, but at least they'll be honest with the black women in our communities. See, what's the actual truth right now? Instead of calling, they talk about men should not be coddled. I said, okay, cool, all right, that's fine. So why you need to be coddled? Where the problem with the coddling is creating a delusion. Let me tell you something. It's gotten so bad that they feel that they should have it all, and there's no work they should do at all for it. And I'm saying, do you know that certain women was debating Bernard Riley, talking about said they're this and that, but I say, what about your sons? Your sons are failing.
You cannot tell me that you love black men, you love the community, you love black women, and we look like liars. Okay?
Exactly.
And this is the part why the Gray Faulkner Initiative is so important.
Mm-hmm.
I should not have more love in my heart for your sons than you,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but apparently I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a member of the Vanguard, and I'll tell you where Charles made a mistake.
Okay.
See, this is very important. So everybody listen up, because a lot of content creators do not talk about the mistakes and fuck ups they made.
Yeah.
See, how am I not only a member of the FOP, the Fraternal Order of Police,
Mm-hmm.
but also a member of the Vanguard, the Black Fraternal Order of Police, and the reason
Oh.
why you have, for the last September 18th, made 18 years, no, 14 years. I was literally a member since the academy.
Okay. Back in 2017. Now 13 years. Next year will be 14. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm entering my 14th year. So,
Okay. Well, okay.
so you're telling me I
Mhm.
made the same mistake the average black man makes, the average black person, period, makes? Do not take advantage of the confines, the spaces, and the intelligentsia that was set before us. Do you know what the Vanguard was responsible for? They had a class action lawsuit against the Baltimore Police Department for not hiring black supervisors, for not hiring black officers.
Mm-hmm.
They made sure the first group of black sergeants and lieutenants and captains were made, especially when they found out they were the highest on the test but got passed over. And where I failed, I didn't take advantage of that organization, that legacy, that knowledge. You know what I had to do? I had to go today and study. Study for this oral board, and receive great knowledge from great black supervisors.
Mm-hmm.
Lean not to my own understanding, not be thought of a fool, and to speak and remove all doubt. But once we understand that we are men and women of honor and integrity, and get back to it, we'll be unstoppable. See, I don't always talk about black women this, black women that. You know what I do? I surround myself around the black women I want to be around. I need to be around.
Yeah.
I surround myself around the brothers, the black men I want to be around, the brothers I need to be around.
Mm-hmm.
See, we are solution based. I can't speak for all, but I know damn sure on this channel, we are solution based.
Think about this, bro. You created the first black police panel, or what do you call it, webinar or exhibition
Or conference.
And you have a panel of black people that's in the law enforcement for how long they've been in, and you discuss not only the trials and tribulations, but ways how people could possibly thrive if they choose to be in the police force. You know, not everybody has to be military to be police officer. I hope people are aware of that. Yeah. All right. So if you want to learn what is legit, what's the payout, what's the potential outcomes, come to Charles Faulkner's channel. You know what I'm saying? It was not really meant for this, but like I said, he talks about a variety of subjects, and mind you, get firsthand what I should do in regards to issues in regards to dealing with police. This is the man you turn to. That's why, and I'm gonna say this. Let me take my headphones off. I want to hear myself. When people don't understand, we have to donate to your cause. This is something for potentially something for bigger. You know, when you donate to Charles, or let's say myself, it's not only going to wherever this channel is going, but it's going to something that is going to help and save another person that can't find employment or have no direction in life, especially a young black man. Because there's only a few options a black man could do in America. Either he's going to go to school, get a trade, or follow the Gray Faulkner Initiative and follow and fall in line to get into these establishment of institutions of power. These are your options, black man. So in regards, wherever you see me on a panel or a Charles panel, notice that this brother right here, Mr. Officer Fulton Jr., is putting some serious work. I am just the man, just the guy that does his part to help bring out actual people with the actual talent to bring forth to help the community much further. Because remember, I'm only one person. I don't have all the solutions. I might bring criticism sometimes and give my take, but at the end of the day, there has to be some tangible solution. I never talk about my background not on my channel or anybody else, but if people don't know much about me, I love and respect people that's on YouTube that's doing something. It might not be something that the women might not like. Hell, even the men not like. But no one said there are black men doing things. You get me? And this is where a lot of women miss the boat. Now, I understand Obsidian to what he's been doing now for the past 5 years. I never liked his message either. But as he come and grew with time, when I witnessed him now for the last 2 years, right? I see what he's trying to accomplish at the end game. And the end game is like anything, is to have some partial media, radio, teleclap for himself. Just to have his message and his radio run for a whole day or 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we all know we don't got actual black men on radio that's running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Am I right, Charles? Am I in chat room?
No.
So when we talk about when black women, with their criticism about black men, you're not gonna get 100% black men on the boards doing what is necessary. You only get a fraction. So with the fraction that's here doing work, you better damn well support any way you can. I want to see people put interest, money to their cause. Don't bullshit me. You get me? And I'd agree with some of the comments, Chris, where it said that most of us that's in the space, we do not pay for our best interests. I'm sorry, black man. This is something that we have to really work on.
I've said that so many years, so many times. Why don't we have a coalition? See. I want everybody to follow. If you're still listening in the chat, give me a woo. Give me a woo. Because I'm gonna break down something that's so fucking simple, so fucking detrimental, that you're gonna kick yourself in your own ass when you notice this. Number one, why don't black men and black women support the Vanguard?
I like to hear that.
Why don't you support organizations of black officers looking out for black officers? You know why? Because we really don't give a fuck about our own interests as long as we care about ourselves. See, I was on a panel on Profit of Thoughts.
Okay.
I'm tired of motherfuckers in the black community arguing with the experts of the field like they know more. Well, I'm a conservative. No, you're not.
No, you're not. Yeah.
No, you're not.
What are you conserving? What are you conserving? That's what I want to ask the first question.
Yeah, exactly. If you're so fucking conservative, but then you talk about all these whores I'm fucking, that's that's the antithesis of a conservative view.
Yeah.
You wouldn't stand one day in China or Russia where it's true conservatism. Because if you fucked up somebody's money in fucking China or Russia, they'll put a bullet in the back.
Bro, they will put you. In fact, not only they will not put in a firing squad, you be go missing the next day, just like this.
But yet, you don't even talk about black family. I give you the benefit of the doubt if you talked about raising black families, black institutions. Well, when we had, I said, so, well, why? I don't know why black men act all weak because we had 130 whatever doing black. I said, you know why? We always like to bring up Black Wall Street, but we never like to bring up the fucking outcome. Every time great black men and great black women build something, how many fucking times has it been torn away from us?
Enough.
How many fucking times?
Mm-hmm.
But yet these goddamn fools lean to their own understanding and don't even research what the fuck conservatism is.
I wonder if they even know the definition of conservatism. If I ask them.
See, we should cut food stamps. Why? I never seen. How can you be a man and you want to see starving children out there in the street?
Mm-hmm.
If you see, these men are just as cowardly as a man. I saw a video where a dog was chasing him, but he didn't even have the common sense to pick up his daughter.
Yeah.
But you on top where it's safe, and you allow your daughter to be, you fucking coward.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should get, so you look down on some people because you got a little bit more in your bank account.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when them people are starving and you got all the food? Guess where the people are going to go?
They're going to probably kill you to get that food, brother. Mm-hmm. Wait,
stupid. The reason why, hold up, Linwood Payne Jr., the reason why you have this behavior because make certain that black people have contempt, just like the non-black people in the universe had contempt for black people. This is training. Yes, it is training, but it's also, let me break this down for you, folks.
Mm-hmm.
We are who we are because of our experience and training, but we forget we have free choice.
Mm-hmm.
You choose to stay ignorant. You choose to stay selfish. You choose to stay failure. See, we like to choose failure in the black community because we have a fear of success. We have a fear of thinking if we get successful, what other people think. We don't even have a duty to bring the next generation up.
Yeah.
See, it's not just training, it's choice. See, a lot of times you get these people out there who choose to be conservative. Well, I'm conservative. Where's your family?
I have no family.
And how the fuck can you be conservative? You don't even have a family first protocol. Well, the black women have these abortions. So do everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, well, they have all these abortions, but you shamed them. But you the same niggas who fuck them and don't even want to take care of them.
Mm-hmm. See how it goes?
But you still fucking the same Cardi B's, the one you complained about, but you still fucking the same Cardi B's. You're not even looking for honorable women. A lot of those jokes over there talk all this big bullshit, but they don't have a family. They don't have a vested interest.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck you conservative for? I say the same thing to a goddamn liberal motherfucker. What has liberalism given you? They've taken away your power.
Mm-hmm.
See, Republicans and Democrats remind me of a two-headed snake. They're still connected to the same fucking body. Has shit changed from when George W. Bush been in office than compared to now? No.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Mom.
No, it hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's business as usual. I had my ex tell me, well, all these men are afraid to let a woman get it. I said, look,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why you can't get a man is because y'all want to get the jobs. You don't even have the mindset, I want my man to do the heavy lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's the physical labor that
Yep.
I cannot and don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
America's Duville said, two wings of the same dirty bird. Facts.
Yeah.
See, we get caught up in concepts. We don't even see. I'll back up on that one because I'm wrong. You have to actually know what the concept is to get caught up in concepts. we get caught up in titles. I'm conservative. I'm liberal. Does the world still look at you as one big nigga?
Yes, they do.
Did they ever make a law that says only black conservatives can be this? Only black liberals can be this? Or did they say your black ass can't sit at this diner? Jim Crow, motherfucker. See, we get caught up in this bullshit. Instead of saying, I'm an effective man, I'm a quality woman. Cardi B talks wop, 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 wop. Obviously, the wop wasn't good enough for the motherfucker to stay.
Yes.
Show me a bitch with good ass wop, and I'll show you a nigga that's fucking another bitch. Me and my friend talked about this. You be a damn fool of a man who makes as much money as homeboy, and he doesn't have women around him. I'm not condoning the cheating aspect, but I understand. See, excuse me. See, Cardi B and people like her pride themselves off of being a bitch. Not a lady, not even a woman, but a bitch.
Exactly.
Well, he cheated and he did that. Guess what? When he said marry me, you could have said no.
Yep.
But then you're going to hear Cardi B 5-10 years from now. Nobody wants to marry me.
Why should they? You know what I'm saying?
She's the home of the Whopper. Good one. Nobody wants to marry me. What's up, BMT?
Yo, what's going on, man? I was supposed to been clock in to doing my show, but I was like, fuck it. Like,
Yes.
I'll probably be getting ripped a whole new ass probably later on in a few hours. So
Yeah,
there was a lot of shows to say, man. I don't know how you could squeeze in time for that, bro. You know, yeah.
It happened.
Maybe they'll skip past my crucifixion and say, you know what? There's enough shows on Black YouTube tonight. So
yeah, it happens. You know what's funny, BMT?
What's up, man?
You would think we would have our old Black channel network on YouTube.
Bruh, I've been done told. We had this talk on Art. I think you came over. And I seen a few of y'all brothers start coming over for that. I was like, listen, man, all the money we've been filtering through. We to be fair, we filtered $250,000 to $500,000 already. If we really wanted to, we should have been took our black asses off of fucking YouTube and just started doing our own shit. I'm being dead ass. Like, fuck
no, I agree with
you. I don't even know why we're still here. Because honestly, we're going to just keep on getting recycled, shut down, other kind of shit going to happen. It's like almost like there's almost a Thanos Ragnarok snap every quarter cycle. So I'm getting tired of being sent to Valhalla and waking up and saying, here we go again. Like,
exactly.
Let me just throw my spear out there.
And it's funny, you've been out here for years. Chaos been out here for years. I've been known around here. I just started the live streams this year.
Well, I've been live streaming consistently now over a year and a couple months now. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like, and to think about it, Black YouTube alone, do you know how fucking diverse a lot of our shit is? Even if we huh?
No, you're right. We're very diverse, but we're all being. Well, I think who not shadow banned yet? Who hasn't been shadow banned?
I'll tell you what. Who hasn't? Who? Think about it. Think about it. You know, you made it when you get trolls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've made it. Like I got trolls like that yet.
See a black. See a white YouTube. You know, you made it when you made a certain viewer count. No, in Black YouTube, we equate it when we start getting trolled.
Trolled, harassed, somebody threatened to knock you out in the street. But
yeah, that's how you know you made
a motherfucker you are or some shit.
Exactly. Like I had motherfuckers say, "I'll fuck you up, also Faulkner." If drug-induced criminals couldn't do it, Who the fuck are you?
Rapists can't do it. Even the tuckety tug of the criminals that is raw, that got punched in the face, stabbed people multiple times, can't do it. What makes your black ass gonna do it to you?
And it's funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about subjects that you know damn sure the white media isn't gonna touch. They won't even piss on a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen rocks that get pissed on handled with better care, and we're not valued. See, I've talked about why don't we get a coalition of black lawyers? See, for 5 years, let's get behind some goddamn lawyers and change these child support laws
Mm-hmm.
and show these motherfuckers we ain't playing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If the Asian community, which is what 5% of American
less.
population, probably less.
Yeah.
I bet you if child support affected them as heavily as it affected us, child support would be abolished.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're gonna close down these damn stores.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gotta understand, man. Like when you start talking about certain shit, and then like certain black diasporas don't like being made to feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
when you start stepping on toes and saying, "Yo, man, like that individual shit only takes you but so far." You know, a lot of motherfuckers start feeling a certain type of way,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with that on my side as a conservative, and I see that shit playing out. And so, when you have these conversations, you know, you gotta tell people like it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? I get it. All right, it's hunky dory in your house, but even if your house is okay, the whole neighborhood's still burning.
Exactly.
So how are you okay if all the houses are burning down in the neighborhood, nigga? You're like,
You know, you know what the one thing I respect about you? You may be a conservative, but you're black first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was born black before I picked up a conservative banner. I was
and
black.
that's the point that I'm getting at. It's like, yo,
All right.
that's the part that I had an issue with the brother side, but I'm conservative. Nigga, don't you know the whole world sees us as one big nigga?
Mhm.
How you run your house is how you run your house. I gotta respect it. But if you go down as a black man, we all go down.
All right. Is the mic working?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
And that's the point I'm saying. It's like, look, you think the conservatives and the liberals don't get together when it comes to taking over other countries?
They always do when they get in that house and start pushing their paperwork and stuff. That's just how it works, man. Listen, we about to make some money. Send these soldiers here. Do that. Give them a fed up dream, and let's conquer. Like I mean, that's just how it works. And you know, I always try to tell people, like, listen, man, and I see really bad on my side where sometimes I don't even. Y'all see me dying away from talking political stuff now, but I'm like, yo, man, like, after the doggone the thing that just happened up there with that boy Kyle, motherfuckers are co-signing that. I was like, whoa, we done gone above and beyond now. You start co-signing that crazy shit. Like,
we're ridiculous, man. We are fucking ridiculous. It's gotten to the point where motherfuckers are talking about Breonna Taylor. She dated a drug dealer. Yes, I will say this. People may get mad at me, but I'll say this. Should she have chosen better? Yes. If that was the best possible man she could get, okay, whatever. That's the man she chose. Did she deserve to die? No. The one thing I've always said, you gotta admit your fuck ups.
Right.
If she wanted the drug dealer guy and that was the guy who treated her the best, okay, so be it. Happy for you. I don't have to date the motherfucker. But did she have to lose her life? No.
Agreed. That's where I drew the line. That's why I drew the line with the. Listen, man, I agree. Breonna Taylor should have chosen a better dude to be with. Like she chose that type of dude. However, her getting blasted, I know.
No.
When
If sh
people talk about it, you and I both have cleared many houses. There's a right way and there's a wrong way,
oh yeah, and I made my money doing that shit. Okay, that look, you know what the beautiful thing about having an actual black cop in a lot of these conversations, you
bro.
can't bullshit. You can't bullshit me anymore. You can't bullshit the populace anymore. Because the first damn thing when all these shootings came up, what does a BGS, a Cerulean, an Angry Man, a Kevin Samuels, when they see me in their chats, what's the first thing they do? I got to get your opinion on this.
Mhm.
Because you got a motherfucker who got boots on ground with time in. Like you said, we cleared many of houses. Do you know how close I could have been pulling the trigger? If I don't see a weapon, you don't pull it. Even with a boot on my damn foot, I can still go to the damn thing, go to the range, no sights, just straight iron sights out the box. Put a 10% target, little hostage target, put 7 bullets in that motherfucker's head 30 yards away. Easy. So you're telling me a fucking bedroom, you don't see shit in the house, you don't see shit in her hand. Well, you're shooting through the door, which is totally reckless, by the way.
Yeah, you didn't
So
know
you're
what was
telling
going on.
so you're telling me it could have been a child in there. You just gotta shoot?
Right.
But yet, when I tell people, I've said this almost 5 years ago. If you're mad about the police, become the police. That's how the Gray Faulkner did should have started.
Charles, one other thing I do want to say to all the ladies that like listening to these channels from either you, Charles, or Cerulean. You guys create this initiative, started this journey, create this in actual paperback and was released physically last year.
Mm-hmm.
Why I find most women, black women, you know what I'm talking about, have not say, can I get a copy? So that way they could sit there pass it on. I don't hear that conversation. But they sure love to hear the voice of black men about certain things, but are not willing to put in the little necessary small work for just the males or anybody around your circle to pass along. Have you noticed that shit?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say I'm a vouch for myself because I think I have the PDF now. I don't know if I have it on my computer now. If I do, I might start doing it because damn sure these chicks are not gonna do it. They're just gonna sit there like listen to the streams like Cerulean and all stuff, but not willing to pass out the information for the betterment of not only the men in your life, but the young ones coming up. And emphasize it, push it. You know what I'm saying? If you want change, you gotta push it. No more stagnation. I don't want to hear about this, that, third, and you're not doing the necessary work. And I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. As much times people that are call themselves they black pro black, they're never gonna push the initiative that was created by 2 black men. I don't give a fuck what they tell me.
Let me tell you why. Because people get hemmed up on feel good shit.
Exactly.
And Ryan, thank you for the cash app.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh shit.
Because too many women get hemmed up on feel good prosperity preaching. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to make you do better. We can feel good later on. When I gave my story about when I won my first wrestling championship, I didn't feel good. I thought I was gonna die. I was that damn tired. If you wrestled somebody for 30 seconds, you're out of shape, you feel like you're gonna die. Imagine doing it 3 times in one night, and then you're going into 3 overtimes the last match. See, I rather have an asshole tell me the truth than a so-called friend tell me a lie and let me fail and set me up for failure. See, a lot of brothers out there don't understand what they need to do. See, before you can be a high tier man, you need to be an effective man first. Before you can be a high valuable woman, you need to be a quality woman first. And a lot of times in these spaces, and black people, because we come up in these uber religious, so called pseudo religious, I like to call them, sets. We like to go ahead and talk about some bullshit. We like to talk about feel good shit. We don't have the option to feel good when only 10% of your boys can read on grade level in fucking eighth grade. We don't have the option to feel good. And this is where I get, and people be like, well, you talking bad about the women. Look, I'll say this. If 75% of the black men had the boys, I would jump down black men's ass. I'll say it again. If 75 of the black men had our kids, I would jump down the black man's ass. There would be a non-stop revolution with me versus the black man and say, what the fuck are you doing? Hell, how many times do you hear me say, what the fuck are you doing now with black men? But when women, they don't want to be told wrong because they were never told wrong. But see, well,
Lazy
we need,
and spoiled. That's how I look
but,
at it. It's
but
one the
see,
other.
my ex-girlfriend was telling me, was telling me, number one, her sister, well, can't you register my kids? And then my ex-girlfriend told me again, I see what the fuck you mean, Charles. I see what the fuck you mean. I gotta talk. I had to call my grandmother and say, this lazy bitch. And my grandmother agreed with you. She a lazy bitch. She acts like she's spoiled, but she doesn't even see it. See, it's one thing to actually be just disingenuous due to ignorance, but to know you have a fact. See, do y'all want soapbox time? BMT chaos. Should I get on my fucking soapbox?
You might as well, bro. This is late night, man. This is after dark. This is Mr. Faulkner in the night. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, rock up.
Chat room. Should I go on my fucking soapbox? Because I feel that soapbox needs some fucking 2 feet on it. Number one, how fucking dare you have these fucking babies and you can't take care of them? You refuse to take care of them. And you know what I love about COVID? Even though it's fucking up a lot of my plans and my conventions, it's exposing the phony from the real. A lot of motherfuckers out here aren't real parents. I found out my son when I told him read a book to me, and he's having trouble enunciating and pronouncing the words. I went on fucking Google, took about 1,000 fucking flashcards, index cards out, and I started breaking down the syllables and phonetically making sure he can understand it. And guess what? When they try to say, oh, your son, he's having a learning disability, a motherfucker who has a learning, I can reverse your learning disability in 3 months. Spend time and teach them. I'm his English teacher, his gym teacher. Every so often, he gets on the gang. Hey, Peanut. He's actually Charles Faulkner III, by the way. Hey, Peanut, come here. What, Daddy? Give me 20 wide arm push-ups. And he'll do them. All right, you done? Shake them out. Just give me 20 squats. Shake them out. And this is every so often throughout the day. You know what he does? Take this Avengers comic, read it to me. Tell me what's going on. Give me the story. But yet, how many of these people, these parents, these so-called parents, who are mad because they actually have to spend time with their children? They're mad because they actually have to look at their children for the long haul. But then, all of a sudden, you think these children are supposed to be kicking ass and taking names when it comes to school. But how the fuck you let your men, the stewards of your fucking community, the protectors, fail? You allow. See, I'm gonna say this. How the fuck is it you go to protest and talk about we need police reform, but as soon as you mad with your man and he makes a decision, you calling the man to send him to the fucking institutions you trying to protest about? That's called being a phony motherfucker. Well, when you talk about black women, is any of the shit I'm saying that's a lie? But I could go ahead and say, well, black men are failing. They failing, they failing, they failing. You goddamn right we failing. But here's the reason why. Because nobody gives a fuck about the black man. I'm a member of not only the Fraternal Order of Police and the Vanguard, which is the Black Order Police. Why don't y'all, oh God, my God. Why don't you motherfuckers send money to support that shit to become bigger? There is no reason why the Vanguard shouldn't be bigger than the FOP. And if you're nothing but black people, each time they get fucking paid, you send $20, $30 to that fucking organization. Help us promote more black officers. Help us bring more black officers. But once again, you like to wallow in obsolescence. And I'm off the soapbox. That's the shit that makes me angry, man. No pun intended.
No. You spoke your heart, and I think that's where we stand at, man. This is why I don't get emotional too much anymore about it, because when you're tired, when you're finally tired, we have a thing in we have a saying in infantry: you can't smoke a rock. And
gotta love Fort Benning. Can't smoke a rock. Can't smoke me.
Yeah, you see, the thing about it is, I really believe that these people aren't tired of getting smoked. They're just not tired.
They're that one dumb motherfucker. What's up, Anthony Taylor? Woo! But keep going, BMC.
So when y'all finally start getting tired of getting railroaded, which I don't think you are tired, and this is why I sit to the side, because I always try to tell people, listen, man, the family is we're gonna have to start reestablishing the dominance of the family. But when you have people talking anti, and I mean, I've been watching the talks of anti-family in these spaces, but how are you talking about leading the charge and taking on other tasks if y'all ain't fighting for the community, the family, and these kind of things is where you build your soldiers from for your village. These are where you get your soldiers from. If the soldiers don't got no food, supplies, they ain't gonna get very far. So it amazes me. I would watch somebody spend the hundreds of dollars of gear on clothes, shoes, all kind of shit, jewelry, grills for their kids and stuff. But when I get them in the classroom, ask them about civics, ask them how to balance a checkbook, the brain just go to rot. Like, what? Huh? And I'll be like, well, I could do that on my cell phone. No, put up the cell phone. Because we get it, man. Like, we're failing horribly. Well, I don't say we, but we gotta understand that no matter how good Chaos and Charles do, they're gonna still hold everyone saying, well, y'all failed. They're gonna say y'all. They never say you failed. They say y'all. And it's a almost like, back then we used to call how we call them the Blue Falcon. And I try to tell y'all ladies, why are you Blue Falcon in us? Why? Oh no. If anything, the women are out there fighting. No, because you tell the men to be docile and they listen. They listen to y'all. They ain't listening to us because we ain't allowed to be around them. I said it on a panel. I said, listen, if a man could have his way, he would just take his child and say, fuck child support. That's not true. My brother, I talked to my brother. I talked to many men. I talked to many of my soldiers. I talked to many guys in the VA. Listen, if we had our way, we would say fuck child support and just take our children and go. We don't we don't. However we get it, we'll get it.
Exactly.
However we get it. But the woman does not like that. They would rather than take that child and put that child on that life raft with that boat with that man, they said, "Well, my boat's going down. I'm taking the child with me. We'll die together." And so this is what we get, and y'all can't say it ain't true. I've seen plenty of things, and y'all be, and some of y'all are y'all my friends on Facebook. Y'all seen the post where there'll be a woman with her boys. You gonna have to. I dare you to kill my boys. Then you'll have to deal with me. I'm like, what the fuck? Hold up. You just told some power higher than you to kill your boys so that way they can deal with you. And so this is why when we were growing up, they used to say you'll only live to be in 21. I said, damn, I see why now. Shit, y'all rehearsing this again.
Exactly. You know, we're approaching 40. I'm not sure how old you are, BMT.
I'm halfway there. I'm just halfway there. Honestly, I'm ready to tap out of life now because shit,
I'm gonna tell you.
we need a zombie apocalypse, dude.
You can tell when you're a good army guy when you pray for a zombie apocalypse, not only because it's fun, because you got to actually start over. And what you just said is what I had to do with my son. I trusted my son's mother to take him to school, and of course, you had some smart mouth bitches. Oh, you chose bad. No, I chose her to do a job. She failed at her job, so I fired her, and I took the job on myself. It ain't men don't choose bad. We choose other options. See, a lot of us get upset with the truth. See, I'm supposed to sit every Sunday or Saturday for some of you and listen to somebody say, "Well, this guy from the sky is supposed to rescue us." I'm gonna give you a good quote from the comic book graphic novel Kingdom Come, when the heroes became older.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a really good comic.
That's a great comic, great story. God bless Alex Ross for that photorealistic artwork. God damn, I don't know how he does it.
That was very realistic how they all became, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, damn.
like it was real because you could feel everybody struggling there. He said it at the end of the comic. He says, "You know what? I failed." You know what it takes? You know the sign of a great leader is when he admits his failure. And even while taking the scientist test, I'll get to the Superman quote in a second. I had to go to the Vanguard and we studied under sergeants and lieutenants, black sergeants and lieutenants. And they said, "Don't be afraid for critiquing. We're here to build you stronger." And the black community, we're afraid of being critiqued. We're afraid of being, "Oh, woman of the past, how you doing?" We're afraid to
Peace.
we're afraid to hear the truth. We want to hear this. We're afraid to hear what needs to be said. We're afraid to galvanize the troops. Think about it. Were troops motivated when the fucking captain said, "Look, I know we're surrounded. I know some of us might not make it out, but we're gonna go out either we're gonna go out in victory, we're gonna come on our shields." And you make miracles fucking happen. You cannot tell me that you're happy about the status quo. There ain't no good black men out here. Of course not. You miseducated them. You imprisoned them.
Mm-hmm.
You got the BGS put up a goddamn good picture. It was a black woman in the lake. She had a ball and chain, a weighted ball and chain on her ankle, and she's drowning. And in the picture, she has her left hand outstretched to the black man to save her. The black man has a chain around him on a tree. She had the key to free that black man. And once that black man was free, he could rescue her. But you know where she put the key? She kept the key in the water. You got the lock to the chain that could free us, but you will cause us both to die, the black man of starvation and you drowning, rather than give up the key and say, "Here, you're the leader." You want respect without responsibility. You want strength without struggle. You want accomplishments without accountability. That does not work in the real world. Sorry, black man, black woman, it does not work. I don't know who told you this shit, but it just does not work. It's the equivalent of looking for gold in a goddamn dumpster. Lionel says critique in the black community always comes from a place of bullshit. Facts. It's rarely critiques from a genuine, from the person wanting to build us up and make us stronger. Facts. I'll put it to you this way, man. For those of you not familiar with Fort Benning, if you graduate from Fort Benning, I can't say that for Relaxing Jackson or some of these other basic trainings. You graduated from Fort Benning, wherever you went for AIT, if it was infantry, supply, wherever, if you came out of Fort Benning, you were respected more so than anybody else. You know why? Because you had to earn that shit.
Mm-hmm.
When you went to Fort Benning, you weren't trained, oh, we're going to maximize the minimum. No, you were trained infantry first. Especially, they knew your ass, during those 2000s, you knew your ass was going somewhere.
Yep. Yep.
And it was going to be somewhere violent. It was going to be somewhere ugly. It's going to be somewhere where people hate you. And they say, why shouldn't a black man join the military? We're used to everybody hating us. We excel in it. But yet, we don't teach our children a reality. We think a power couple is a goddamn nurse's aide or a tech and a trap dude. No, there is no power. There is no power couple. Because guess what? If you want power, I told my ex, and she just got promoted to sergeant. Years ago, we had a conversation. Well, if we got married, wouldn't you be? I would hyphenate your last name. And I said, I guess we wouldn't get married because you either in or you out. Do you know how hard it is for us to change our last name and all this shit? Do you know how hard it is to taking care of you and a family?
Mm-hmm.
Ask me how I know. You know, black people back in the day had the mentality blood in, blood out. Way before gangs did. There was something true about it where, to this day, had a friend of mine, I'm not gonna name his name, he told us his daughter's mother, I'll pay you this much money, give me my daughter, and take me off of child support, and I'll give you X amount of dollars. This chick said no. To the point where she's still broke, my man making even more money. And what are you gaining out of it? See, the average woman in America will get over $250,000. Thank you for the cash app. Joseph, thank you. See, the average American woman who gets child support will get over $250,000 over the course of 18 years.
Yeah.
Do you know how much the average men spend on their children?
Probably more than that.
Nowadays, almost a mil, either $900,000 to 2.5 million
Mm.
over the course of 18 years. You are literally cutting your children's benefits a fourth, not even half, a fourth of what they could get. Sometimes a fifth, over a couple of dollars to here and now. Y'all remember Nas's baby mama, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think she got another new boo. I know she's remarried again. What about her?
And Dwayne Wade's first wife. How the fuck you getting child support from fucking megastar rappers and athletes, and you're broke as soon as the child support ends? Riddle me that.
Cause remember, bro, women are the biggest contributor. Let me tell you something. At one time, hold on, let me be clear. As much as a lot of black women either love it or hate it, Mr. Samuels, he said one thing that stood to me. There is money in keeping black people apart.
Yes, sir.
The corporation, this capitalist world, gets billions of dollars in residual income through black women because they know women are going to be the highest consumers. So if they were married, right? You think women are going to consume the way they do now in a marriage? No.
Fuck no. Because you would say this magic word called no.
Prioritize. And why? Because a man makes you prioritize your resource.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about this. As much times women want to talk shit about black men, let me tell you something. Black men will spend, but men that are structured in life are not going to go fruitless and spend crazy money.
Mm-hmm.
They find men that spend as much on things that doesn't bring no value in his life within time. That's a result of being around feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because high consumerism is a feminine trait. Women spend money. So when you see them get divorced by rather musician, artist, entertainer, hell, even an athlete like Dwayne Wade, wife, his first baby mom or his wife was a good example. The minute he gave her $4 or $5 million, right, one all in one, and he just giving the kids, she went broke within less than a couple years.
And to think about this, man, and when I'm gonna get a woman of the past in the conversation as well.
Yeah.
Think about this. Out of all the child support some of these chicks are getting,
Mm-hmm.
why aren't these child support checks spent on tutoring?
Bro,
Hello.
I don't want to even get into that, man. That's like going in another deeper rabbit hole.
That's like calling a woman a bitch.
Yeah.
And I know damn good women, damn good black women. Okay? I'm not some curmudgeon who just blames all the women. But if majority of the people getting child support in our community are women, and you're not spending that child support money on the child's education, what's wrong with that goddamn picture?
I like to know what's wrong with the fucking mother.
And woman of the past, how you doing tonight?
I'm very good, thank you, Officer Charles. Hello,
Oh,
BBT. Hello, Charles Wang.
is this woman
Yeah,
on the chat room?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
How
no.
you been? A long time no hear from. What's your take on all this
All right,
shit?
go ahead. Yeah, let's hear it, ladies, now
Well,
about all this.
what's going on between the black community? It's not really my place because it's very foreign. That what I know, unfortunately.
How so?
Um, I mean, the whole when you start, like the whole starting of all this is
Mm-hmm.
very strange, very particular. The history, um, and then also this crazy fashion and materialistic area is very strong
Mm-hmm.
at the end of all that. So, for my part, no, I didn't have no idea about this world because, like, for me, I was looking more some help for my son at the start, believe it or not, like 4 years ago.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's what I got because I was in a passage that my son was turning 17, 18, 19, and I had an alcoholic husband, so I needed to find a way to deviate, and I didn't know the material. So, and it's in America, so blah blah. So where's my village? And because I'm not from here, right? So,
Okay.
yeah, because like in where I come from, Morocco, you still have a couple men who will help you. Um, like Officer Trout started this stream talking about have integrity and honor and be man and just be normal. you know, it's hard. So that is refreshing to hear a real like a person who talks about facts of life as we go, different culture, all of, I mean, you folks, and I'm just, I'm learning, I'm just not completely, but yeah, it's this completely not providing for the children. That's another discussion, but this is something to don't believe in, and and to God, I guess, or to be, when you have your children like this non-mothering, it's very strange, but also when we see the background of all that, there is so many complications, so it just never ends. So hopefully um, the young people will, yeah, they try to take all the information of the old school and also the small businesses, but like a more micro small communities, it started to go away, I feel like, at the same time right now and at this moment going forward. So that's scary too. So I
So
just
Gigi,
yeah.
so Gigi, just to explain for people who don't know yet, what's your cultural background?
Oh, it's a little complicated because like I come from a completely broken era. Like my father and they were like gypsies, so we traveled everywhere being,
Okay.
and yeah, but my father closer now to me, so my dad decided to that we're leaving this whole society because he was already advanced on everything what's going on right now with all the madness and all these products and buying things and brainwashing people through TV and all that stuff. But then we ended up in Morocco when I was 8. So it was good to be in Arabic country because it gave me some protection, to tell you the truth, against all the madness of you know the Western world. So I have no complaint about that. So yeah, that's the background. But I always been a little bit of a warrior myself. That's why I'm always inspired by you, Officer Child, because like you have this warrior voice and it brings out a good perspective. Because again, I think about my son, so you inspire me to give to the younger boys something to say. Sometimes I don't know what to say. So thank you.
Hmm. I feel honored by that. Thank you.
Yeah,
It- what, ma-
my
what makes it
pleasure.
amazing? What makes it amazing is that, and BGS said it. He said if you just took five
Oh
thousand
yeah,
boys,
BGS.
if he said it before. He said if you just took 5,000 boys out of Baltimore,
Yeah, right.
5,000, which is not a lot, 5,000. It's a spit in the wind, and you would see the difference in Baltimore almost overnight. And
Yeah.
it's almost like a downright refusal to look at what it is. Like I'm tired of looking at black women who are against us. I'm tired of looking at black men who won't try, and it gets old. It gets
It's
very
hard.
old. Your
Baltimore.
kids.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, Officer Joe, Baltimore, it's pretty. big. I was looking online. Wow, it's a big city.
It's the 14th largest city in America. It's pretty much a big city for all intents, but not as big as New York and LA, of course, but it's a big city.
Okay.
And what makes it amazing is how those of us see what's going on, hear what's going on, and we do shit about it. It's like, are you happy with the results you see? I think I'm starting to believe that uh, I'm starting. Oh, we got a little bit of echo, but I'm starting to believe that we're just becoming anarchists. We used to be Christian, we used to have Muslims, but now I just believe we're just devout anarchists.
Yes.
We don't
This
want to be
is
told. Oh, go ahead.
true. I said this
This,
is true.
yeah, I'm starting to believe we don't want order. We just want chaos. Halfway pun intended, but we just want. We expect things to run without putting any effort into it. And I think the illusions on both the women and the men are starting to seep out, where people are going on YouTube to see people to be like, yo, one beautiful thing about YouTube it has become in the last few years is that a lot of men and women out there be like, thank God I'm not the only one who sees this shit. It just gives you such confirmation, like, thank God I see it. I'm not alone. If you're actually gonna see effort from guys like myself and ladies out there who want to see a better black community, a better black society, because we're tired of this shit. We are literally tired of this shit. It's old. Like, what the fuck do I get pleasure out of seeing lesser and lesser black couples together? What the fucking pleasure do I get to see when I'm back full duty and I see a young black male shot, full of potential, but he's shot in the ground, dying or dead? What pleasure do I see a black woman with children and she's set out of her house? I don't get pleasure out of that shit. It's ridiculous. I'm starting to believe that we believe in the spirit of anarchy. I don't know if Woman of the Past, Chaos, or BMT want to quote on that one, but are we starting to become anarchists? Because I'm starting to see the shit. I want to hear from BMT on that one.
Um, yeah, man, and I've had times where I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop doing my channels. I wanted to stop because it was almost like it's just the path of where we're going or what we're hearing these days. I don't mind talking and have a commute and conversation with fellow black men. But when I hear the enjoyment and pleasure of happy that a family's broken up, you know what? He should have complied. So, you know what? You got what you got, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or the political talking points and all these kind of things of destruction. I'm like, why y'all have? It's like you're the henchman for the Joker, and we don't know who he is because they just switching the clown mask around and they want to see it all destroyed. I listen, man. Listen. Y'all know me. I'm not a pill popper, but god damn it, man. Maybe I kind of regret just waking up out of the matrix because after a while, when you step out, you start seeing the world. And I've been to these countries and stuff. A lot of them
Mm-hmm.
quite hard for like just to hey man, like you should be happy that your kids can go to school and not have to be put as pair of soldiers. You should be thankful that hey, you ladies, y'all don't want to be into that sex trafficking. That's not the life you want. You might want to get off of those social medias and sex trafficking. Fellas, stay away from them drugs. You know what? I mean, look at Mexico. Like we got parts of the world that are in the extreme. But you know what? When they come here, they don't play that. They say, "Nah, fuck that. Nah, we'll take what y'all got. We'll make it work."
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's crazy, man. You gotta understand. Like I said, you remember Batman Returns?
Oh yeah.
When Batman retired, he was an old man, and Alfred said, "Master Wayne, when do you get tired of the shit?" He's like, "Man, I just want to find a I want to, but this city just it's like something about this city just likes keep going back." And I'm trying to tell y'all, man, like it's not gonna get. We're going to the point where I feel like after this election, we're gonna make that one call, that one slip up, that we're not going to be able to say, okay, we're sorry. Let's just go back to how we were in 2010 or 2011. No, it's too late. Now we just got to go further from here, and that's where we are now. You know what I'm saying? That's where we are. So
And I feel you on that one because you want to talk about the most eye-opening career in the world. Be a cop in a major metropolitan city. You will see the best of humanity. You will damn sure see the worst of humanity. They're kids. It was this one kid, and it hurt my soul. I told him, get away from the Alameda. Ain't nothing out here. I mean, it looks nice because of all the grassy knolls and shit. But get away from here. You why you want to sell drugs? His birthday was the same as mine, April 1st. 2 days after our birthday, he was in a running gun battle and he was trying to get away. And somehow this guy must have been like fucking Green Arrow or Hawkeye type accuracy. Across the street, he hit him twice in the goddamn head, killing him instantly. Died at what, 21, 22 years old? For fucking what? For fucking what? Like KS said, that's why I want to get some land and farm. I'm. People always ask me, what are you going to do when you retire? I'm thinking about getting some of the family land, the family farm, buying some of that land, and just shooting cans off my damn porch. Like, just don't want to be around people anymore. And it's gotten to the point where you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even feel this game anymore. What's the point? And you try your best not to be that way and you want to still be communal. But now we got away from just basic trust, basic integrity, basic respect. Like, how do you not teach your kids how to be respectful?
But Charles, it goes back about the lazy parenting in our community. I could sit to talk about the black man, about their role that they should play more in. But if you're making it hard, what can I do? I hear too many stories ready for some dudes. The only solution I can give to most brothers is, if your money's not up to par, you might have to get full custody of their children. Because if one party can't cooperate in regards how you and her should raise your children, especially your sons, then by all means do what you need to do is necessary to save your children as a man. I hear a lot of women complain about and say that, no one told you to leave. Why are you gone? You should no. Because a man has to deal with too much in his life, especially his environment. You're going to put him more into the grave faster than anybody else. So a lot of dudes are checking out very fast, bro. And no man can really stop another man that already make a decision when he's finished, when he makes a decision, is final. See, women don't understand you could flip-flop for emotional decisions. A man, when he make a decision, is final. That's why when that lady, and I'm going to use an example from the same show from Mr. Samuels, how she was in a almost 20-year marriage, and her husband filed the divorce. And instead of her fighting to keep the marriage, she just sit there and just took it, thrown a towel. She got mad at this dude even gone out her way to divorce her. See, women don't like it when men divorce them. They always want to come all the way around. I divorce you. You don't divorce me. How dare you divorce me? You're a man. You can handle it. If I'm cussing out or giving the verbal or hell, we can go as far as the physical abuse. Come women can get physical sometimes too. You should take it. You're a man. Well, I guess he showed that he has more self-respect because he said, the hell with it. Either you're going to get straight or I just go. And you know what most of them do? They'll sit there, accept it. They won't even fight for it. And they'll come to other men, not women, brother, other men for answers. How can I get better? Can you help me? That tells you about this little weak sisterhood. That this is not really a sisterhood. You have some that's only benefit when it benefits women as a collective. But in regards to serious issues that you face in your own relationship, that's non-existent. Hell, some women shouldn't take no advice from no woman that not even a stable relationship or a marriage, period, about what they should do about their own man. But that's all I'm gonna say.
As a matter of fact, go ahead. Who wanted to say something?
I want to capitalize off of what you just said. Damn, boy, it came to me about when you said that because honestly, when we see these, we see the way it's going right now, and we gotta be realistic. And I was supposed to be doing a talk about that dude. I think the parent that was disciplining his daughter online with the stepmom. I gotta still do a talk on that shit. But that dude just embarrassed all black fathers all around, man. Like, how you let the stepmom, the wench, have you public humiliate your child? Like that was supposed to be closing doors and shit. And
wow,
she calling your daughter all kind of names, and like I'm like, damn, dude, like you just shamed black masculinity as a father. I will never ever get on social media and humiliate my child for the pleasure of the world, so that way black women can get their cucks and so-called saying seance and stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that you got to understand that's coming down the pipe, brothers and women of the past. I mean, look at it. Like you got it with what's the guy, Andrew Gilliam?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be an all-black family. He traded the all-black family medallion for, you know what I'm saying, Transformers of the universe, Voltron. I'm not gay, I'm bisexual. The fuck? What? But hey,
I'm glad you mentioned about Mr. Gillian, BMT. I saw someone on social media posted saying that if a black man was cheating with another woman, it'll be all hell broke loose. She'll want to divorce him. But since he's found that he was cheated with another man, a non-black man, now you see it's not much a big deal. It's not a problem. I say, what?
There's no argument. There's no argument with that.
So it tells me you listen, bro. It's looking bad. Where so you're fine with your man to be a doodoo lover and still deal with you. That tells you listen. When they talk about say women are more accepted to homosexuality and they push more than men, I have to believe them.
My.
Yeah. Yes. You think anybody that should have a biggest problem about men becoming effeminized would be the woman? Not in this country, unfortunately. Not here. They promote it. They condone it.
Well,
they have no problem. Yeah, go ahead. But that's why
they're passing laws also about. here in California, they're passing laws about be able to, having a relationship with a minor
A pedophile? Pedophiles?
of both sex, even in a homosexuality. Yeah,
No, they already
bill
got laws passed.
that is
Remember,
passed.
Gigi. For the last 5 years, they already passed the law for people that are homosexual to get married in all 50 states. That was back in 2015. Yeah.
Oh no. I'm talking about a bill that you can marry and have a sexual. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
anal and by the mouth, whatever they call that stuff. You know, with a minor, even like if you're a grown man,
Oh, you mean
can
the
have
age of
that
consent?
with a minor.
You mean that the lowering the age consent so it is legal
Yes,
to
right.
marry?
Thank you
Oh, okay.
for the terms
That remember, Gigi, that is
that passed
pedophilia.
here.
That's actually pedophilia they're pushing now. But if you know, Gigi, the
Yeah,
history of
so that
homosexuality,
is really pushing.
yeah. But remember, if you
I'm
understand
sorry.
you're not finished. Okay, wait. Go ahead. Finish.
No, I'm sorry because like I didn't hear what you just said. Apologize.
I was saying, Gigi,
Can
they've
you?
been pushing. Is my mic working? Hold on. You hear me good?
You're crystal clear.
You might fix your mic, Gigi.
Yes.
'Cause I was saying, Gigi, they're pushing pedophilia
Yeah,
now
that's what happened to my stupid.
in the West. Now, this is the final stage now. Remember, homosexuality and pedophilia is one and the same. You aware of that?
Mm.
You already understand that you see how they got cuties over here, and you got to ask yourself what father what father in his right mind
Mm-hmm.
would allow his daughter to be in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think about that, Charles. I want you to think about that, Chaos Woman.
But let's go
Y'all saw me. I did a whole review. I did a whole review of that. And I saw some people defending it. But what father would allow his child to be on there humping and sucking on their thumb and playing with their vagina? That's how I told you, bro. We're the zombie. I thought COVID was our zombie.
This is unacceptable.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
it's worse. Have you heard any content creator on the average have talked about this movie on Netflix yet?
I'm about to talk about that. I think I might do it
The only people
tomorrow.
that been talking about this that's been stressed more was the men now in the sector. I only know one woman that talked about it, Miss Yvette. Other women, I have not heard express their. I heard some other content creators. Well, I'll be honest with you. Only one content creator talk about how she was disgusted of that movie that came out last week, Tuesday. And I heard another content creator said that they didn't have no problem with that movie. You get me?
I'll tell you what Officer Faulkner
As
thinks
a
about
female
this.
said this, but go ahead.
I'll tell you what Officer Faulkner thinks about it. I had a conversation with my son when he was talking about what he's 13. He's starting to notice things are weird in the world. And I said, son, you're just realizing this. It's the equivalent of trying to put toothpaste back in the tube. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
When at least with homosexual marriage, at least you're talking about two consenting adults. That's your life. That's your business. You do that.
Yeah.
As men and women of adult age and in the community, it is your God-given duty to protect the children, no matter what. I'll say it again for the people in the back. It is your God-given duty to protect children, no matter what. To explain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me push the soapbox right back out here. He's making a comeback.
I know, bro. It's
To allow, and it was a black woman who was the director of this shit.
That's why they're not talking about it, Charles, because it's that made this. That's why there's not many females talking about this. See, they don't want to come on code when it's convenient.
You know what? I'm confused, and I'm not. The
Let them
views
have
of
their
Charles.
movie, Charles. That was their Avengers movie. Let them have their movie. That was their
That was their end game.
that was
I'm
that was the game move for them.
That was their end
Hey,
game.
speak up.
That was their end game. That was their fucking Justice League Apocalypse Dark. Like, excuse me, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
that was it.
You know what?
That was
This is what I think should happen to the motherfuckers who made the cutie movie.
Let's see the graphics.
God damn it! I'm trying to find it. I swear. This is what should happen.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you stupid bitch. You motherfucker. I swear to God, man. You stupid motherfucker. Like, that should have happened. That, you know what? Motherfucker, if there was a guy who deserved it, I swear to God, if some guy said this was okay, he deserved that.
Yep.
Like,
ouch.
Like, I swear, what would Kakashi do? That's what he would do. You stupid motherfucker. And look at you die with my eyes open. Right there through the fucking heart. How the fuck do you condone? How the fuck do you condone that shit? You telling me right now morality is being held by a string. Like, have you been to somebody's calls with child molestation? Child abuse? Do you know what one of my scariest calls? My first call ever when we were walking foot downtown Baltimore in the harbor was some white girl running to me. Looked like she seen the gray ghost. She literally ran into my arms, like out of nowhere. Like, you know what one of my scariest calls? My first call ever. Somebody got their YouTube. I literally was about, it was reaction time because I wrestled for so long. I was about to throw her. Like, my hips were about to pop and just throw. Like, what's going on? Like, some guy was trying to molest this 15-year-old girl. And he was impersonating a cop.
Oh wow, bro.
And it's like,
shit.
Dude, some shit I believe should be called. The police should not be called. If you're found molesting a child or something like that, and the men get a hold of you and whoop your living ass and beat you with an inch of your life, you should be given the Medal of Honor.
Exactly.
How do you put one? We could talk all this shit about R. Kelly, but how many of you fucking mothers and parents and fathers drove their kids to this man's mansion? Now you got a black chick who made a movie, as we said, they're in game, they're just as, and you condone this behavior? Well, and then you wonder why we're in moral decay. Moral decay, man. That's all it is moral decay. It's so disgusting. It's so ratchet. I mean, what the fuck do you get out of this? Somebody get me my goddamn nunchucks ready. That's all I ask. Just give me my goddamn nunchucks ready. Because at the end of the day, you're going to damn us all to fucking some type of hell. Some type of, like, really? God damn. I mean, I'm on some yelling and screaming shit. Like, who thought this was artistic?
And she said it was supposed to be some type of art of reality of what is going on in regards to young black girls. And I'm thinking,
disgusting.
Hey, that's disgusting. You could have did a documentary on that. You don't have to make a movie of that.
But here it is. You got some people. Oh, well, it's not that bad. You know what? Seriously, it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. The fuck out of here, bitch. That's what she should have done. It's not that fucking bad. Yeah, yeah, fucking right. Here it is. Do you know what kind of nasty motherfuckers be watching this shit?
You know how much pedophiles are loving this Cuties movie? And all those nice prepubescent young little adolescent girls shaking their booties and all that stuff. It's like heavy. They showed like a little picture of a scene of one dude smiling. Like, what the fuck?
Well, that was when the girl. That's when the girl was trying to seduce. It's had some. The movie has some interesting dark scenes. Like the girls were talking about watching their brothers pee or masturbate, or it was a
Oh,
lot of dark stuff
oh,
in there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, trust and believe. Like I said, there was no gleaming, shining light of hope in this movie. There was no type of, you know what? I think it's like how do they say, Barry? What were you thinking when you doggone broke the flashpoint? You remember when Batman told that to Barry? Like, what were you thinking? You once you do that, Barry, you done fucked up all of DC. We can't go past this point.
Yeah, man.
And
When you go
so,
back in time, yeah.
only thing you can do, Barry, is just go back. And no matter how many times Barry keeps trying to change time, what happens to the timeline? It just gets worse.
It gets alternate.
So, shit, we already got Dark Side. I mean, Justice League Apocalypse was a classic. God damn it! Like, I don't know,
I mean,
everybody got fucked.
uh,
Who,
uh,
who,
uh,
who, who got a
you,
fuck?
you remember that one scene when Darkseid was talking shit to Superman?
Oh yeah.
And Superman said, "You know what, you son of a bitch? I got you right now." Bam, bam, bam. I mean, he gave it to him worse than Loki.
Mm.
Like that should be the first thing you're gonna see me do. If somebody asks my goddamn daughter, if I had one,
Mm-hmm.
or my great nephews, or my niece, my niece is like in her late 20s, early 30s, and it's weird looking at men ogle her.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put my left foot of fury up her fucking child's father's ass for putting his hands on her. So you can imagine what I would have done to a motherfucker when she was a child.
Mm-hmm.
These motherfuckers out here are nasty, man. I
This
mean,
is where we are, Charles. This is where we are, chaos. When that, and like I said, they this, like I said, when you know have these things happen, the universe will respond to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear who's going to protect the girl. Y'all put this out. Any other time, think what? Any other time a black man would speak out, we would have got shut. If a black man had the, what do you think would happen if a black man had made this move?
Bro, listen.
We-
You want me to get a glimpse of what would happen if a black man was the one that was found that direct that movie? You would see YouTube break. You would see it pop down with so many female content creators putting out every hit saying this is why black men not protected. This is why you black women, you shit explorers, leave these fucking niggas. These niggas are pedophiles. All of them. Look at this. Look at the one that promote young girls. Black girls not safe from black men. But when they found out it was a black fucking bitch, they said, "Oh, we can't talk about this. This is not pushing narrative. I can't make money off
right,
this shit. I'm supposed
right.
to push the narrative that black men ain't shit."
You didn't see no, you didn't see no Cynthia. You didn't see no Crystal Kara. You don't hear you didn't hear none of these big name
None
female
of that.
contemplators
None,
say,
bro.
"Yo, hey, whoa, whoa, what's going on here?"
We can't talk about.
Because you gotta understand, this is the end destination.
Mm-hmm.
This is the end.
Yeah.
This is it.
Mm-hmm.
So
But you know, to be honest with you, nothing surprises more, BMT, because as a man, when I see as it is, I know what the real intention agenda is, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Knowing that some said that this gender war should come to pass and it should end it, I said it will never end until this YouTube space, until they kick everybody off YouTube. You know, because to be fair, honest, they could say as much that the black men be talking about the women. I get it, but you can't sit there and then just keep pushing narrative of the men in this community and think the men are just going to respond in a proper way. It's not going to happen. You know, it's just not going to happen. I mean, so both sides not going to come to a conclusion or nothing. So let's say, you know, this white bitch got to come in and probably say, "Oh, I'm had enough of y'all niggas on here on my shit. Get the fuck out." You know, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. You know, because to have this out on a major platform like a Netflix, I mean, be honest with you, you think after seeing this that would you even continue supporting Netflix after this? To be honest, bro, if you had to really think,
I'm trying to hold out because some of my favorite animes are on there, but I'm like, well, damn, like fuck, because they've already lost $9 billion.
Good. They should lose more money than that. They should lose more than half their subscription count.
They lost $9 billion.
Mm-hmm. And
well, that's good.
Well, it is somewhat good, but I'm gonna tell you, people, that's some, but it's only crumbs in the bucket because they know they deliberately put that out there because they're pushing a bigger agenda. Cause what do you think? No other platform will accept that shit. But why Netflix took on it? Because they need one platform, a major platform, to put out this type of narrative, this imagery to the masses. Because besides Netflix, what's bigger than Netflix? Hulu? What?
Right now, okay. Only other thing is Disney. And right, Disney.
So think about this.
Disney does they got their own damn sins with Disney. You know, Disney, they got their own damn issue. Mm-hmm. But I think if they would have got a standing ovation, Disney would, oh shit, we need to get on this shit. Like, ain't no way they can say that. We can't do that. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, like, we gotta.
Well, that's what I gotta say to Netflix right there.
Once
you done fucked up now.
Like I said, once you go too far down the path, it's hard to get out, man. And like I said, I mean, this is why I just stick to anime these days. This is why I just stick to anime. I can't fuck up. I can't fuck up.
Unless you go to what's that, Hitachi or whatever the fucking shit's called. Man, I guess I'm getting older, where I just look at shit and be like, something about that's not right. Anytime George W. Bush spoke up about police brutality, you know it's fucked up. And he said, that's not right. That's not just fucking. This is something that is anybody who agrees to the cutie shit. This is what I got for you. Look at the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I want to hit you so hard that motherfucker. I want to see your soul vibrate. I'm gonna hit you so fucking hard. Like, yo, it's bad enough you taking you're fighting tooth and nail to kill masculinity, but when I could take that battle because I'm grown. I'm a warrior. I could take that. No sweat off my nuts. But when you attack our kids, I'll fucking. Oh, I'm trying to watch my language and not say what I want to do. I will fuck you up. They need to take you out bat, bury you in the fucking sand, and Nolan Ryan should be given like fucking stones to throw at you. Like, how do you put kids out there Like we didn't have a John Benet Ramsey incident years ago.
Oh wow, I forgot about that.
You would think, out of respect for John Benet Ramsey and kids like that, but yet, here's the whole thing about it. How many of these fucking people on YouTube talk about female trafficking? Now you enticing motherfuckers. How?
Mm-hmm. Just opening a bigger Pandora's box, letting all the demons come out. Say, fuck, we're gonna let them all out.
Think about how the fuckery is. I'm gonna make y'all think for a minute.
Okay.
What was the dude who came out with Birth of a Nation?
Shit. Let me think.
I know you're talking about. It was the dude. He's friends with the guy who made Luke Cage. He's friends with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody was
Think
trying to support him. Nobody was trying. They should have, but hey, they didn't want to support him. So.
they wanted to protest him, but he was in Red Wings and also helped direct it. He was in several movies. But as soon as he did Birth of a Nation, notice how a strong black man who fought against slavery,
Mm-hmm.
all the Hoda chaos,
Okay, I'm gonna let you. Okay.
all the women came out and say, "Oh, he's a rapist." He used to be a Penn State wrestler. Come to find out, when you look into the case, he was acquitted, and nobody wants to talk about he won the case. And the bitch lied and killed herself. But yet, y'all don't come after this bitch who made cuties. You know why? Because you really think this shit is cute that your daughters are doing, this twerking shit. You're trying to make the next generation of whores less whoremongerish.
Yeah.
Geez, like, what about in the past? What would happen? What would happen to people like that if they were in, like the old country, like where your father's from?
Well, where we came from, they were saying, look at those people. They allowed a lot of things. They have no soul. Kind of, they're not scared of to be invaded and become unacceptable. That certain things, but it goes on and on and on. Like I'm just listening. It has no
Like what?
limit, and that's very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Exactly. Like that would probably be stiff punishments back there. That would be hell
Nate
to
Parker.
pay. It wouldn't even be
Yep.
Oh
Nate
yeah.
Parker. That would be stiff
Oh,
penalties back there.
in Morocco, yeah, yes,
Like somebody, like
yeah.
I'm pretty
It
sure
was like
somebody would die.
there was no limit, and I was.
Go ahead, Gigi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Gigi.
No, we have two, maybe 1 second apart on this microphone. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
We'll rock with it.
people, people are. I noticed that they are kind of feeling inferior in America. I noticed this as an outsider that a lot of white, so white or Caucasian men are kind of like competing, and now this is very convenient to bring all this homosexuality. Little bit by little bit, they keep pushing this agenda since the 70s, according to my father. But that's where we at. We at the tip of it. That's it. Yeah, it's very bad. It's almost a jealousy kind of. Oh, you're gonna be equal to us, so-called equal, whatever. But at the same time, they want you to look to be whitewashed some kind, and that's not cool. That's not cool because
Mhm.
it's just I don't like this type of thinking. When I was in Morocco, I saw the people that's the same thing. Even the Arabs that they do that. Um, so I don't understand this factor. And now here it makes it very easy. Well, these crooked ways and no more order and no more like nothing to lay on. It's just a chaos. I mean, I'm
E-Rang.
tripping out.
I'm just
I
looking
love
at it
you.
like this is disgusting, man. Like somebody just needed to say it's disgusting. I'm glad so many people voted with their wallets and said you lost a bunch of the subscribers. Like
I,
how
I wonder how many of those subscribers were males.
tons of them. I'll even tell you, Woman of the Past and BMT. A little known cartoon was on there a few years, like about a year ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a cartoon. Oh yeah, it's for mature audiences. But guess what? If your kids could easily see this cartoon because you might not have the parental control. Sometimes you forget. There was a show, a superhero show, and you can't tell me they weren't targeting little boys because what's the one thing little boys always been attracted to? Superheroes.
They want to
They,
imitate.
yep. So they had this group of three guys named the Lady Boys, and somehow they gained these powers, and it's like you're putting sexuality on top of a hero you don't have to. Wow. But yet, I swear to goodness. But yet, you, you put these images out there. You put an image of grown men or teenage boys dressing up as ladies. What what do you expect you're gonna get out of this shit? Like literally, you got a fucking cartoon superheroes who gain powers by dressing in drag. I fucking kid you not.
That's
I
stupid.
I was just like, is there anything sacred anymore? Is
No,
there is there anything sacred? Like my God.
the only thing sacred is what you do behind the bedroom, and maybe that's not sacred enough.
Uh-huh.
Technology
And
is not.
I'm so happy my son is not in school right now, and I have a little bit. See, people don't look at COVID as a blessing. Be glad your kids are home a little bit more with you, because you don't know what the fuck these people are teaching. You don't
But
know what the
bro,
influence.
let's keep real. A lot of mothers are not happy there with their children right now. They
Oh
don't want
no.
to give them that children. They said, "My God, when school gonna open back up?" I heard some women
Mhm.
say that they don't want to put their children back in school because of the issue of the COVID. I get it, but some women, let's keep real. They're thinking otherwise. They said, "I need to put these little rascals back in school, man. I can't be around them. I want to do my thing, man. What the fuck's going on? I don't want to sit down there, have to play mommy now. I have to raise my children." Yes. Just like B just said, if you're not reading to your son or daughter, particularly son, because sons need more reading than anything else, 30 minutes a day, which really 30 minutes you read, then 30 minutes you read, and that makes an hour per hour, then
Mm.
you will improve their literacy rate by 30 to 40%. But if you're not doing that as a mother, when you get home from working, that's on you. But like I said, when women harp that, say they're the biggest entrepreneurs and all that stuff, I say that should be not a bad, that should a shame, because what future you have for your boys, because you're gonna produce boys. So you try to be superwoman, and mind you, these entrepreneur nonsense is only a hustle. It's not something that you're scaling up. Sorry, you know, just like anything else. If it's not scaling, which most black people that's doing things is a hustle, then really you just they're just for cash.
That's what I be saying. Get the fuck out of there with that shit. Get the complete boom. That's how they should be landing. I swear to
Mm-hmm.
God, motherfuckers with that cutie shit, you should hit them this hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm about to tell you, what songs like WAP and the movies like Cuties,
Mm-hmm.
is that setting women Forward or back?
It's saying went up right now for the guarantee right now for the male population. And for me,
So, but then you get mad when men objectify you sexually because you want to do it yourself.
uh-huh.
The plot thickens. Like really?
It's gonna get the end of this year is gonna be very interesting, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see it already going downhill. You know, a lot of people said that this is the end of this year. They want to go into 2021, and I said 2020 is bad. Let's go to next year. No, niggas, it's gonna be the same thing. Which did last year is gonna be the same thing next year. You just want to move around freely. Fuck around. That's it.
It's self-destruction.
Yeah.
I wish it was. I wish it was just as simple as self-destruction, because then you would have a bona fide reason for the shit. Here, it's just borderline narcissism.
America's a narcissist
Yeah,
factory, Charles. Creates a lot of narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
It said men are narcissists, but women don't really check themselves as narcissists either. Go ahead. You say something,
but don't you think it also has to do with the population? It's growing. Isn't it has a lot to do with the population that it's also growing? You're not hearing me?
Like growing, like what? Like growing
Charles,
in
can
numbers?
you hear me?
Growing in numbers?
I can hear you.
Oh,
correct. So the okay, because it's the quantity, it's not more quality, it's the quantity. Now there is a lot of there is not enough room to maybe have more possibilities. I mean, that's probably has to do with that, but there is also this agenda, this strange agenda. And I'm kind of religious, and I feel like it has something to do with those forces. It has to be, because in the heart of a man and a woman normally it shouldn't be this way.
I see.
I mean,
I'm just baffled by this shit, and it's totally baffling. But I'm about to go finish up some paperwork. I want to get everybody's last thoughts.
You're in the 3 hour mark anyway, Charles. So we probably will wrap this up.
We're gonna start with the ladies. Start with the ladies first. Then we're gonna get BMT. Then we get the chaotic one. Then myself.
Okay.
Any last words, Gigi?
So, well, my last word is thank you for having me tonight, and it was a pleasure to speak to you, BMT Charles and Officer Charles, and please take care. And I will listen to you folks and see you later.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to speak to you. See, contrary to popular belief, we actually treat ladies who treat us with respect. Hell, even if you come up here just to battle or just to disagree with me, you're always treated with respect until otherwise, because we're gentlemen up here, grown ass men. And some women are not the same, unfortunately for them. Life sucks for them. And once again, thank you again, Gigi. Don't be a stranger. And BMT, last words.
Yeah, battle. It's always good to break bread with you. Chaos, always good to talk about the stuff that we need to be on one accord about. Y'all are really good men. You know what I'm saying? And as you start to look at your sword and you look at outside the goddamn fort, you know that shit. I got one magazine and a broken up, sticky, bloody up blade. We got to make what we got work, man. And I see how the world is getting, man. And, I like I said, there are some people that want to work, but you mess up when you start trying to pull everybody into your pack. Actual a good team is the smallest team because literally the smaller it is, you know everybody, you know all your brothers. That's why Rick's pack was so strong. They weren't big. They knew everyone's strength. So they had time to actually better themselves. That's where we at now, you guys. Like we do want functional accountability. We do want people to be held to a standard. There's a lot of things coming out. This SB 145, the Andrew Gulliam family, the cuties. Y'all know all three of these things are coming out boom, 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 right behind each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Ben, y'all, we gotta. I know it's looking bad, but I need you to take whatever ammo you got of knowledge and pick up a book. Hell, pick up some of these comics and read and study and start. Come to these channels and talk. And let's try to break some bread, man. You know, um, I'm gonna just be up for the rest of the night, just chilling. But I definitely enjoy Charles. Definitely enjoy Chaos when y'all do y'all late night shows. Keep going strong, brother.
Thank you. I feel honored. Thank you. I feel honored once again. Chaos.
Yeah. What we learned, ladies and gentlemen, that if we're gonna make any change, somebody has to be the one to admit that not only they're wrong, but they're willing to listen. The men in this community or space are doing their part and have done their part. It's just now, ladies, you're going to have to do your part as well and be much more effective on it. I'll leave it at that.
Like my man says, you got the power. See, once again, we prove against the status quo that black men and black women cannot have conversations that are touchy and intellectually sound. See, I like being that one guy that is the antithesis, that is different, that is unique, maybe one of many, but forever unique. We come here not just to shame ourselves or shame anyone. We come here to learn, to cultivate, to grow. Black men, black women, protect your children. I don't give a fuck if we got issues. We should at least come together to protect the children. Because without them, we don't have a future. And without the future, we have no say. Till the next time, may the Creator and the ancestors bless you. We're going to have to think of a formidable team. And this is the start right here, these parts.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody loves you. The Faulkner man love you. No problem's too big. No problem too small. Y'all enjoy yourselves and enjoy your night. It's always been a pleasure. And it's been an honor. Woo! And we're out.
Mm-hmm.